everyone, and welcome to our first episode of MBKB Talks. We're so excited to be launching this podcast where we're going to host a variety of different guests from all different sectors and backgrounds, explaining their journeys and, just telling us a bit of an insight into their lives. My name's Jacob and
I'm Lauren Bremner, and welcome to our first ever episode.
First, Lauren, what's your role at MBKB? And just tell us a bit about yourself and your role.
I am the social media manager at MBKB, so literally anything you'll see online, it's me. I've created it mostly, apart from the odd video you guys have done, which have been awesome. I've been doing that for 5 years in July now.
Wow. Cool, that's cool. Yeah. So obviously I am the BDE or Business Development Executive for MBKB, and I'm just really here to connect with all the different companies and see how we can help them out with MBKB's training really. I've been in the role now for around about a year, and I've been absolutely loving it.
Yeah, and also if you stay tuned, you'll find out all about our Empower Hour segment and a little sneak peek into our first guest.
Sure, you'll see, you'll get a little sneak peek of who the first guest is shortly. We might do a little post, so make sure to follow us on LinkedIn and TikTok as well, and all of our other social platforms too.
Yeah, literally all of them. So Jacob, you're the business development executive. What was your first ever job like, and what did you take away from it?
My first ever job was actually in engineering, where as soon as I left school, I actually undertook an engineering apprenticeship. I know I didn't want to go to university or college, so I sort of went down the apprenticeship route, as I felt for me that was sort of the best way to do sort of hands-on learning, also earning money as well. Now, the first job was actually in welding, so I was just learning how to weld, and I'm really just starting off from just learning the world of work, really. So learning all the stuff like timekeeping and just working really and understanding how a job works compared to how sort of school was, and then sort of progressed into another engineering role from there, when I then became a quality control engineer as well, moved into the offices, and then really just to where I am today now, where fortunately enough I sort of knew Mark, who is actually the founder of MBKB, through a family friend, and a job came up and I ended up applying, and here I am today. What about yourself then, Lauren? What was your first job and role?
Tell you what, I'm going to tell you about my favourite job instead.
Okay.
So one of the best jobs I ever had was as a lifeguard and a camp counsellor at YMC Camp Jones Gulch.
Nice.
It was a great experience, and I did that in 2014 and 2016, working with some awesome kids, and I met the most amazing people and just had like this incredible experience, and I'm still friends with them today, so...
Wow, that's really quite cool. What did you? Is there any sort of key takeaway you learnt from that job, or?
Yeah, maybe a bit of patience with the kids.
Definitely.
Because you definitely need that, and
So moving on then, what did you want to be as a kid, Lauren?
I wanted to be a professional football player.
Oh, okay, interesting.
100%. That would have been the dream, but didn't end up that way. But dislocated hip will do that for you. So yeah. But what about you?
I always used to like, when I was a kid, Only Fools and Horses. So I think I always wanted to be a bit of a sort of Rodney, just a salesperson. I'd never really sort of gone into that sort of area, really. Obviously starting in engineering. But then later in life, realised that I needed to sort of go down that career, because that is something ultimately that I wanted to do. So, yeah.
Love that. It's a great series as well.
100% agree.
Should we make it a little bit light-hearted?
Yeah, let's go for it.
If you were a superhero, what would your superpower be?
Ooh, now I would probably like to be able to be a fish. No, call me crazy, but I love the water. I love swimming and all that sort of stuff. So to be able to just be in the water and just not having to come up for air would probably be my great superpower, maybe. What about you, Lauren?
Great. Okay, time travel. But there's no rules on it, because in my mind, right, you could just, say like, you're going on a flight and you don't want to do the flight, it's like 12 hours or something. So you just time travel to when you've landed And you know what I mean? Just those little bits. You know, if you're stuck in traffic, I'm just going to time travel to when I'm not stuck in traffic.
I would love that.
And then obviously and then there's the whole time travel to the future and the past and everything. So in my mind, that worked out perfectly.
That's great, but I think I'd like that as well, actually. Next up, what is your favourite film, Lauren, of all time?
My favourite... Oh, no, so I have loads. I can't just pick one individual film.
What is one film that springs to your head straight away? As soon as you think of a film, there's got to be one that just comes straight to your head.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Which I guess ties in with the time travel, but yeah. There was just something about it when I watched it as a kid. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I know we're in January now, but I must say, I think it's got to be Elf. I just love a Christmas film, especially Elf. Polar Express would definitely be straight behind. But yeah, those films I just grew up on as a kid, and yeah, I still love them to this day.
They are great films, though, to be fair.
Next, what are we sort of aiming to do with this podcast, really? Let's just tell you guys a little bit about the aims and what we're sort of trying to achieve, really, from this. So, Lauren, do you want to sort of delve into that?
Yeah, so I think the aims are to explore the MBKB team, really, and obviously apprenticeship. Yeah, to explore the MBKB team and get to know them, because we've got some fantastic individuals that we work with. And so I think we'll make really exciting guests for the podcast, and obviously to delve into apprenticeships and industry trends and those sort of things.
100%, yeah, I agree. And it'd be cool to just get some industry leaders on as well, just to see how their sort of mindset, how they think, and see if you guys can take a bit of a leaf from their book, really. So, Lauren, what is one thing on your bucket list that you would like to tick off which you haven't already ticked off yet?
Visiting Marine Lake in Alberta, Canada.
Wow.
I first saw it on, it was an Instagram post. There's a photographer that I follow, Peter McKinnon, and he did this whole series on going there just to get a photo that he called was the bucket shot. And here it was his, his bucket list photo, I guess. And yeah, just the whole experience of seeing him go there, I was like, it looks like it's unlike anything you've ever seen before. The lake is so blue and it just looks unreal, but it looks that colour in real life. Wow. And so I think that would be incredible to visit there.
Yeah, that sounds really cool, actually.
Yeah. What about you?
Ooh, I think it's a very tricky one. I think on my bucket list, probably skydiving. I think it sounds very sort of, not very everybody might want to say that, but yeah, I would love to do skydiving just to push my boundaries a little bit, and yeah, just really, I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie at heart, I think. So yeah, just exploring that inner adrenaline junkie would be great, I think. So yeah, that's definitely something I'd love to tick off.
Cool. No, that sounds good. I don't know if I'd do that, to be fair. Yeah. Kind of freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah, I can do it. Right, if you weren't doing this and working for MBKB, what other career could you see yourself in?
Ooh, tricky. Well, I mean, I am, as I mentioned earlier, I do quite being a little bit of a Dell boy, if I'm honest. So probably sort of, I mean, I also quite like guitars as well. So maybe trading guitars or just being sort of, not a bit of an entrepreneur, maybe really. I would love to sort of delve into that sort of route of things and really test myself and really try and push my boundaries in maybe setting up a business in the future. Who knows? Yeah, definitely something along that route.
That sounds exciting.
Yourself?
Probably a professional football player, if I could still play, that would be good. Or landscape photographer, because obviously I do love landscape photography, and that would be awesome. But yeah.
Oh, that's great. So the next section then, guys, is a little section I like to call the Empower Hour. And this is where we will ask the guests which sort of quote or sort of phrase that they use in their day-to-day life, which sort of aids in what they do and just really is a bit of sort of close to their heart, I should say. So starting off then, what is your Empower Hour quote, Lauren?
Okay, so my quote would be, no amount of money ever bought a second of time. And if anybody knows what film this is from, please let me know, because you are my people, and it is a great film. But yeah, when I first heard that in the cinema, and it just spoke to me. I think it's one of those quotes where, like for me, I attach the meaning of that time is our most valuable currency in life, and that we simply shouldn't waste a second of it, and that we can't buy it back.
Definitely, that's a lovely quote. I like that one. Mine is probably don't hate the player, hate the game. Now, the reason I say this is because there's always a lot of people out there just sort of, hating on other people and stuff like that. And I always think this is it's not very good, as you'll probably agree. So yeah, don't hate the player, hate the game. At the end of the day, it's just one of them, I suppose. So yeah, thank you for tuning in to us. As I've said before, my name's Jacob and this is Lauren, and we will be hosting MBKB Talks. So yeah, I'll be glad you can join us on this journey.
Next time we'll be sitting down with our very first guest, which is Mark Bremner, our founder and CEO of MBKB, and we'll dive into his career journey and talk about the 21st century culture and building connections that matter. You won't want to miss this.
Definitely, 100%. So yeah, make sure you follow us on TikTok, YouTube, and all the other social channels that we're on as well. They'll all be linked below. So yeah, hopefully you're looking forward to our talks.